be going over everything you need to get started with the Raspberry Pi. I have a B+, but this should work for any other model as well. The first thing you're going to need, if you have an A or B, you're going to need an SD card with Raspbian or Noobs downloaded on it, or you're going to need a micro SD card with Raspberry, if you have the A, or B+, B+, 3 or 0. And you're going to also need to download Raspbian or Noobs onto that. The next thing you're going to need is a micro USB cable and a head to plug it into the wall. These are micro USB cables are pretty standard. You probably have one somewhere. And then you're going to need a wired mouse, unless you have the 3, because the 3 has Bluetooth, or a wired keyboard with a USB port, so you can plug it into the Pi. And then you're going to need an HDMI to analog cable, and then an analog cable, unless your monitor has a HDMI port, which mine doesn't. And something to consider when you're buying a monitor is whether or not it has a HDMI port, and then if it doesn't, this costs $25. So it costed as much as my monitor because I picked mine up at Goodwill for $25. And then the next thing you're gonna need is if you want to connect to the internet, you can connect it via internet cable, but I prefer to connect it with a Wi-Fi dongle for $12. I picked this up on Amazon. It's worked very well for me so far. And then the last thing you're gonna need is I guess it's something I just prefer, is a surge protector, so if a surge comes along, you don't have to get everything again. I mean, I guess you're also gonna need a monitor. You can also use like a TV. That's what I used originally until I got a monitor. Okay, now in the next step, I'm gonna show you how to connect everything and hook it all up. So the first thing you're gonna need is to take your micro SD card or SD card and put it into this slot on the Pi. And you want to make sure it's in there, because it looks like it's in there, but you got to press it down. So if it's not coming up on your monitor, that's probably the reason. That's happened to me a few times. And then you're going to need to take your micro USB cable and plug it into here with the teeth facing up. And then you're going to take your wired mouse and plug it in. And then your wired keyboard and plug that in as well. And then you're going to take your HDMI to analog cable and plug it in. These cables are a little hard to screw in, but once it's in, it works. It does not come out unless it's very hard to get out. Take that, connect it to the back end of my monitor. Alright, sorry everyone, this is a little hard to access. This is probably why they make it so it does not come out very easily, because it's hard to get in there. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments section. This. Okay, and now I'm going to take, sorry, it's a little bit of a mess. I'm going to take this, I'm going to take my Pi and plug in the HDMI port, with the Wi-Fi dongle, and then take my Wi-Fi dongle and plug it in. This Wi-Fi dongle has actually worked very well for me. I got it on Amazon for $12, and everything will be in the links it for everything here in the description below. So do check that out. And then now plug everything in to the surge protector. Monitor up. Try and make this so you guys can see. It does not appear my monitor plugged in. Oh, nope, the cable came out. Sorry, I should have checked that. Monitor cable. Flip it over, and then the great thing about the Pi is they're pretty much indestructible. And then they're cheap, so if you do destroy it, it's not like you destroyed a $1,000 computer. This should power it on. And now as you see, it pulls up the Pi logo because I have Raspberry. Alright, so now that you guys have all the cables, I'm going to give you guys an idea of what a setup could look like. So this is what I personally do. I have my keyboard, my wired mouse. I drilled a hole through the desk so that all the cables, it looks a little cleaner. And then down here, I took a pacemaker box, and it's probably a little hard to see. I'm trying to get the light in there. And I put my Raspberry Pi with all the cables, and then I put it in there so it's out of sight. Makes the desk look cleaner. Yeah, so that's just what I personally do. There's some other ideas of what you can do online. Just look it up. Alright, so now I'm going to show you some other things you can do with the Pi, some of its features. So this is a camera mount for a special Raspberry Pi camera. You can do a lot of cool time-lapse stuff when you code it. And then you have an audio port for headphones or speaker system of some sort. And then you have a male GIO pins for adding hats that add like a function to the Pi. There's some pretty cool ones, linked to those in the description as well. And then there is internet port. I'm pretty sure I've already mentioned that, but that's what makes the Wi-Fi dongle such a good deal, because it costs like $12 for an internet cable, and then it costs $12 for this, and this I don't have to have an extra cable in. Okay, so hope you guys did enjoy. Please do like and subscribe for more great Raspberry Pi content coming soon. Thank you all for watching, and see you all in the next one.